guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the new releases from Parker on the Porch. These are the new cheer bag tags. Now I added a monogram and some stars, and I added cheer life and some stars, and on this one I added hit 0 and some stars. And I wanted to show you how I did that. I used the tag that comes blank, and then I brought it into Embrilliance software, and I added and merged some designs and added some words. So I'm going to show you how to do this in Embrilliance, and then we will stitch one out together. Okay guys, I'm on the Parker on the Porch website. You're going to want to buy this right here. This is the bag tag cheer megaphone. That's what I'm using. But know that any of these bag tag things you can add, like to the hockey jersey. You're going to use the same method to be able to add stuff to it. So it comes blank. Okay, so you're going to want to buy that. And then I use these stars right here. This is also the Parker on the Porch website. It is called the filled star set. So you get 6 sizes of filled stars. Okay, so I have those two, and I merge those. And then let me show you the font I'm using. I'm using the Designs by Little B. She has a mini circle monogram font. This is what one I bought that I brought into my software, okay? So I'm using that one. And then the vinyl that I used, I just want to tell you right now because everyone asks what I use. This is Bob's and Jen's Odds and Ends, and it's the drape vinyl. And I use this color. It's called the Andius Blue, however you pronounce that. So that's what color I use, okay? So now you know all my supplies. I'm going to go back to the Embrilliance software now. Okay, here's my Embrilliance software that I'm using. You went and got all the files. I'm going to just kind of make this smaller so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so here's the megaphone right here. You're going to buy the designs, download them, and then bring them into your software. So here's the Parker on the Porch bag tag, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and add the monogram first. So you're going to go up here to the A in Embrilliance, and it's going to bring up a font, some letters. It will say ABC, whatever font you have. So if you just bought Embrilliance software, you'll have some fonts in there. If you want to add fonts into here, you go look for embroidery fonts. Always make sure they have a BX file extension, and when they do, if you double click the file extension in your downloads or wherever your files end up, it automatically loads into this software, which is really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to text, and I'm going to type my daughter's monogram because that's what I'm showing you. Well, first I'll show you if you wanted to type. Let me just pick another letter real quick and I'll walk you through it. If you wanted to type like a word, you would just type a word or whatever, and then you would click on it. When you click on it, it shows this dotted box, so you know that you can change. That's what you're changing. The little toggle up here lets you turn it sideways. These little things let you pull the letters closer, just individual parts of the design. You can go up here and go you can turn letters up here both directions. You can select the whole design and then turn it different directions with the toggles right here. I'm not going to show you tons of stuff in here. You can make it smaller and bigger right here with the side toggles. Now if you alter some of these too much, Embrilliance is great because down here you'll notice, let me show you. Down here it will show the stitches are $32.99. If I make them smaller, it reduces the stitches, so it pulls some of the stitches out. But if you alter designs too much, then they might not stitch completely great. So I prefer, a lot of your fonts come in multiple sizes. I try to get to the closest size that I need, and then if I need to alter it, I'll alter that one a little bit. I won't take the biggest one and then just pull it down. I'll pick the closest digitized one, and then I might alter it a little bit. But so that's just an example of some of the things. You also can do like file or edit, undo. So if you mess up, you can undo it up here and move back to the previous set. So anyways, there's lots of things you can do. I'm going to go back over here to text, and I'm going to do my daughter's monogram. So MPK, enter. Okay, and then I can turn it and I can bring it over here. You can see it's too big. This isn't the font I'm using either. I'm just trying to get it there. Okay, now I'm going to go over into here. If you click this up and down right here, this will bring you all the fonts that come with the software to begin with, and all the ones that I added. So I have lots and lots of them in here. So I'm just going to go in and find some monograms. So like this one was Baby K's monogram. And see, this is like a scallop monogram. I don't think Baby K's is still around. I think somebody might have bought it out though. But if you're wanting that one, it's called like a scallop. Let me go back to it. Scallop circle monogram. If you just search that in Google, you'll probably be able to find who made it. I'm going to go down here and use this other one. This one is Designs by Little B. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to put it however I want. You can get it exactly where you want it. Okay, I want it like that. I want it a tiny bit bigger. Okay. Just like that, okay? And then you're going to want to go ahead and I'm going to bring stars in. So I opened a bunch of different sizes of those stars. So you can see I have files here that say stars. These are the stars I bought. So I'm going to click on one and I'm going to copy it. So right copy, and then I'm going to go to the bag tag and then I'm going to paste it. Okay, and then you can put it wherever you want. Say I want it right here. And then I'm going to get like a little bigger one. And I'm going to copy that one and move it over and then paste it. So this is just how you merge designs. Okay, and then what's this big one? That one might be too big. And then I'm going to copy, move this over. This is, I'm just angling it to look a little different. Okay, and then I'm going to take the small one again. So I'm just going to copy from here. I can go back over to the other place, but I already have it on here, so I'm just copying from this file. And I'm going to bring it over here like that. Okay, and then let me do one more. I'll take this one, copy, down there. Okay, and then you can turn these if you want them to face different ways or whatever. So you get the point of what I'm doing. So I just took multiple designs and I merged them together, and then I added my own font. So that is what I did. So you can see it all here. If you want these stars to stitch differently, like if you wanted this one to be like, say you were going to do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, then you want to make sure you change the color of these. The way this sits right now is that all these stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars are all going to stitch the same color at the same time. Like if you want your machine to stop so you can change your thread, then you're going to want to click on these and make them different colors. So the way you do that is you click on this one. I made all of mine the same color, and I would keep them the same color, but I just want to show you quickly what you need to do so your machine stops on you. So if you click on it, you can see there's a color right here. If you click on this color, a palette will come up over here, and it doesn't matter what you pick because you pick your thread at your machine. So it doesn't matter what it shows in Embrilliance. It's not like it actually stitches purple. So say we pick purple and hit OK. This allows you to, when you're designing, to kind of see what colors look good together if you want. If you're doing like a mock-up for a customer or something, then I would probably pick the color schemes that they're kind of wanting, so they kind of get an idea that, you know, like if I was doing like white here, let's do this. Here's this font. See, I'm on letters right now. If you go to color, then click on color, I can pick. You also can type a color in here and it'll bring it up, but there's white right there. So I'm going to make that white. And then let me type. See if gold will come up. Oops, it did not. Maybe there's not one called gold. Let's say I'll just do this one. So that kind of, But anyway, so if you make each one of these stars a different color, then your machine will stop after each one. If you want them all to stitch all together in one color, then make sure they're all the same color, okay? I'm just gonna go, I don't even know if that's the same one. Yeah, it looks like the same one. Okay, and then you can go through and you can kind of turn these if you want them angled differently. Okay, and there you go. That is how I added a monogram and merged in some stars. So that is how you do it. Then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do file. If you want it to stay a working file, like you're going to edit it more later, then save it as a working file. It has a BE file extension. If you want to stitch it, then save it as a stitch file so your machine can read it. So if I go here and then I rename it MPK, let's do cheer bag tag, and then I use PES file extension. If you need to change your file extension, it's right here. You just click and pick the one your machine needs to read, and I have it where my machine's gonna read it. Save it to wherever you want it to be, and then hit save. We are ready to go. So I'm gonna bring you over to the machine and I'm gonna show you how to stitch this. But that is how you merge designs and add words and fonts on here. Now if you wanted to add, let me just show one more thing. If you want to add more words, say we're going to keep it like that, you just hit the ABC and a new one comes in. Oops, I moved the one I didn't want, so I'm going to go edit, undo, so that stays. I wanted to move this one. Okay, and let's say we wanted to put smile or something. I mean, that's probably what I wouldn't put, but and then I'm going to go down. I'm going to pick kind of a cursive-y font. Go down. I like, this is the one. Okay, so here I put smile. This is too big. Let me get the smallest one. Do that one. Okay, and then I'm going to put these together. So this, I'm just going to move a little closer. See, I don't want it to be there. Okay. See, so I'm picking these green dots to just move the one letter, and I'm just pulling it over to get this where I want it. I'll put that there. Okay, so then if you want to pull the whole thing, go like that, do it sideways. And you can do this, and you can reduce it a little bit if you want. This was the smallest one. That's how I overlaid, where I did like cheer, life. So I did cheer in one font on the bottom, and then I did life on the top, okay? So this cursive-y, this is the same one I used over top right here. That one is Vanilla Cupcake. I'm not sure who that's by, but you'd have to just search Vanilla Cupcake embroidery font and it will come up. There's thicker ones and there's thinner ones. I use this one a lot. So there you go. So let's go. I'm going to bring you over to my machine and we're going to get stitching. So get it loaded to your machine and let's stitch it together. Okay, I have the design loaded here. I am running a baby lock meridian. You stitch the very first stitch step, which is the placement, directly onto your stabilizer. I have one sheet of cutaway. My vinyl's thick enough that I could probably use a sheet of tearaway, but I just like when you use thicker stitching letters and stars and stuff that are filled thick feel, that you use cutaway. So I have one sheet of cutaway, but you can use tearaway if you like. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch up the placement and I'll come back and show you. That is what it looks like right there. This is the vinyl I'm using. I already showed you where I bought it. You can see that this is a thicker vinyl. Okay, so you just put it over the placement, big enough to get over the placement. This is a bigger piece than I need, but it's just scraps I had from something else, probably the bag I made. Okay, so go ahead and change your thread to the color you want. You can see on your machine the next step is going to stitch those details on the megaphone right there. So pick what color you want, stitch it directly onto your vinyl. Okay, that's what it looks like right there. We went ahead and stitched that. Now, if you look over here, you can see that it wants to stitch the back of the design. If you are making a blank one, then you would take this off and put the vinyl on back and stitch it, and you would be done. We added a monogram and stars, so we have to go and find that. So the way that you find that is you find your plus and minus with the needle on your machine, wherever that is. And then you're going to have steps up here. A lot of the Brother machines have a spool, but mine has arrows. These are the forward and backwards and steps. And then you will see needles with pluses and minuses with numbers. That's backwards stitches, forward stitches within a step. These change your steps. So I'm on step 3 of 5. We're going to go down. There's my 4 or 5. There's my name. So you want to go find your monogram. Whenever you have that step up, then you're going to change your thread to what color you want that and go ahead and stitch it. Okay, that's what we look like so far. Now we're going to look at what the next step is. It is the stars that we added. So go ahead and change your thread and stitch that detail. Okay, this is what we look like right here. It went ahead and stitched all those details. Now we're on to the very last step, and you need to take your hoop, flip it upside down. You can see your placements. You need a big enough piece of fabric to get over all those placements. You can use felt, you can use vinyl, you can use non-fraying fabric, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that completely over. This is just marine vinyl from mypunkbroidery.com. This is just a white marine vinyl. That's where 90% of my vinyls come from, or is mypunkbroidery.com. Okay, just going to get it taped down. Okay, so it's taped down. So I'm going to go back to the machine. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to do it carefully, making sure this vinyl doesn't move. Before I stitch the last step, I'm going to go ahead and look underneath to make sure this didn't move when I put it on my machine. I'll bring you there and let's get started. Okay, I'm on my machine. I looked underneath to make sure my vinyl didn't move. Okay, I changed my thread to the color I want the outline to be. Okay, and then over here it thinks we're done because that was our last stitch step because we moved it around. We just got to move around a little bit because we added steps. You can change what order these things stitch out in the software, but I always just do it this way because it's fast. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here to steps. You're not going to want that one. This is the one you're going to want. Step 3, which is the red outline. This is the last stitch step. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch this, and I will come back and show you what mine looks like. Okay, guys, this is what we look like. Here's the front. There's the back. You can take it off your hoop now because we are done stitching. Okay, now I'm just going to cut around it really fast. Just going to get a lot of this. I cut better when all this mess is out of there first. And I'm going to cut it nicely so you can see the front and back. You can cut all the little strings if there's some little strings hanging here and there. Go ahead and cut them. Now I just cut close to the stitches, but not so close that you cut the stitches, and then it kind of can be straight. Sorry, this part's kind of boring, huh? I like on these tags how they're angled. They have all these sharp corners like that. I think it's cool. Okay, we have it cut out. I'm going to use the crocodile. I'm going to use the bigger setting to make a hole. It's just like a hole punch. Okay, just gonna, this vinyl always sticks there. My crocodile's really old, and it's actually from paper scrapbooking a really long time ago, so I probably could get a new one. It's been forever. Okay, these are 3/16 inch eyelets. I'm going to get a white one. This is just like one of the sets. I don't take all this stuff out because I've bought in so many sets that I don't need it every time. I just use the same ones. Okay, so you push it all the way through. Okay, and then you get these things with it. So you just click that, and then there's a back like this, and you just put it down over it. Get it lined up, and then there's a hole on one side. You put it down. I get my hammer. I always take it out and make sure it's flat so it doesn't snag on anything. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Okay, and then you're gonna want a ball chain right here. So I'm using a black one. These are just colored ball chains, okay? And you put it through. Oops. And hook it together. And that is how you make it. Oops. So these are the ones I did. Okay, and then this is the cute cheer bag I made to match. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that helps you make your own and add your own words. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and please follow along. And if you go ahead and subscribe, and if you do the little bell, it will notify you whenever I have a new tutorial. Thank you so much. Have a great day.